Hi, and thanks for choosing Planet Rentals for your next outdoor adventure. First off, we're going to go over some general trailer information that is pertinent to all of our different camping trailers, and then we'll go specifically over the camping trailer that you have reserved. First of all, when you come for your reservation, make sure you plan enough time to get paperwork filled out and the trailer hooked up. When appointments are rushed, we always find that then, some information is skipped over, or, we're not as thorough as we'd like to be. So make sure you plan plenty of time for your pickup appointment. Secondly, make sure that you have your driver's license and the insurance card for the vehicle that will be towing our trailer available and ready for us. We'll need copies of those along with the contract that you sign. Now, it's important that you know what type of site you're going to with the trailer. Many sites have water, power, and sewer hookups, and many sites have none of that at all. And how the trailer works and operates is quite dependent on that. And so you'll want to know those differences before you head out there. And then I wanted to go over some general driving tips for you. When you're towing a trailer, it's always very important to drive at a very slow and safe speed. It's just not worth pushing. Plan some extra time in your trip so that you have plenty of time to get where you're going. It's easier on our trailer and easier on your tow vehicle if you just take it easy. Secondly, because you'll be a longer rig, you need to make sure that you're careful when you're cornering. You need to take corners a little bit wider and plan for that sort of thing. It's always smart to know exactly where you're going, have good directions, or have driven there before, because it's hard to make evasive maneuvers or U-turns and that sort of thing when you have a trailer in tow. And then whenever you're backing up the trailer, make sure that you have someone there helping you back up to help you make sure you don't, of course, run into any obstacles and that sort of thing. And then when you're setting up the trailer, you want to make sure that you're being careful of anything that's overhead on the trailer or around the sides of it. Many of our trailers have slide outs or pop downs and that sort of thing that extend from the side of the trailer. So before you get it all set up, you want to make sure there's plenty of clearance all around the trailer. And then also, we want you to really treat our trailers well. We have what we feel the best trailers and the best pricing out there of any RV dealer. And a big part of that is because we really feel like we have the best renters. So we do put some responsibility on you to make sure you take care of our units. We suggest taking your shoes off when you go inside the trailer. That really just helps with cleanup. It helps maintain the floor and the furniture, all that sort of thing. We suggest that you try not to take the trailer off-road. We suggest that you keep it nice and swept and clean. And then, help with eliminating horseplay and other rough activities that may happen in or outside the trailer, just to help, keep it nicer and cleaner for those that come after you. And then also wanted to note that all of our trailers have a spare tire on them, of course, but that spare tire is not intended for long distance driving. That spare tire is intended to get you somewhere to get a tire repaired and replaced so that you can continue on with your trip. So please don't plan on using the spare tire to drive any extended distance if something were to happen to one of the original tires on the trailer. We of course keep all those tires in great working condition for you. Now we'll go over the general hookup of the trailer to the tow vehicle here. So the first thing we're going to do is lower the trailer down onto the ball of the vehicle. And then every trailer comes with a safety pin. This is what's going to ensure that the trailer is locked on to the truck securely. If the pin goes through, you've got it set up correctly and it can't come undone from the ball of the vehicle. Next we have the safety chains, and they have hooks that clip onto the security hole on the vehicle. I like to cross the chains once or twice, with one going this way and the other one going this direction. Next is the hookup for the lights on the trailer. All of our trailers have this 7-pin RV connection, and so you need to make sure your vehicle can accommodate that type of plug. And then lastly is the breakaway cable for the trailer. What this does is if the trailer were to come unhooked from the vehicle somehow, this cable will pull and activate the brakes on the trailer so that it doesn't keep rolling away. Alright, and then if you're using one of our equalizer hitches, you'll want to lower the trailer down onto the ball of the tow vehicle, just enough to get that pin locked in, and then you want to swing the arms up onto the side of the trailer and lock those in. Then lower the rest of the trailer weight down onto the tow vehicle. What that does is help transfer some of the weight of the trailer up to the front tires of the tow vehicle for cornering and braking, and it also helps with sway control as you're driving down the road. Now be mindful of the things that you put inside the trailer. If you're using one of our equalizer hitches, make sure that does not go inside the trailer on the linoleum. We've had quite a few trailers damaged that way, as well as generators and other rough equipment like bikes and things like that. Please be careful with the flooring of our trailers. Alright, once you arrive at your campsite, the first thing you're going to need to do is level the trailer. So with the level that's provided with the trailer, you'll want to check for side-to-side levelness using the back bumper of the trailer. So you just put that on there, and then depending on which side is high or low, you'll raise that side up using the tires of the trailer and the blocks that we provide. With these blocks, you'll tuck them up underneath the trailer tire and back up onto them. If you needed to go even higher, you can build a little ramp using these blocks. Go even too high here. Once you back up onto the blocks, then you check your levelness again and make sure you're nice and level. And then once your vehicle's level side to side, you want to chalk the tires using the included chocks. Just one on each side of the tire. Tuck them in nice and firm, and then the same on the other side of the trailer on one of the tires. Okay, now that you're level side to side and the tires are chalked on the trailer really well, it's now time to unhook it from your tow vehicle and check levelness front to back. To check that levelness, you can just place the level here on the front A-frame of the trailer, and then you're going to use the tongue jack, raised or lowered, in order to level the trailer front to back. Now you can drop the stabilizers that are on the trailer. There's a provided crank that you connect here. You just attach it to the end. And just crank those stabilizers down until they're on the ground. Once they touch the ground, I usually do another 2 cranks to support a little bit of the weight of the trailer, but you don't support much of the weight. In fact, these stabilizers are not used to level the trailer whatsoever. They're just used to help eliminate some of the rocking motion of the trailer when you're walking around inside. Now when your trip's over and it's time to hook up and leave, you're going to do all of those steps we went over just in reverse. So first you're going to raise those stabilizer jacks that we lowered. Then you're going to hook up to the vehicle and of course raise the tongue jack all the way. Then remove the chocks that are on the tires on both sides of the trailer. Then pull the trailer off of any leveling blocks side to side, and you're good to go. Now we'll go over the setup of our A-frame trailer. This is a great trailer that's super quick and easy to set up, sleeps 3 to 4 people, and really makes for a great quick weekend trip. Here on the front of the trailer are 2 propane tanks and 2 batteries. Now to use the propane tanks, you're just going to want to open up one of the bottles all of the way. We generally start with the passenger side tank first, and then roll over to the driver's side tank if needed. Here on the back of this regulator is a selector switch that will point at the tank you're currently using. There's a green dot on this black knob, and if the green dot's on this side, that's for this tank, or I can turn it this way for this tank. Also here on the front are the 2 batteries. These batteries are charging if you have the trailer plugged into a generator or if you have hookups at your campsite. Otherwise, the batteries run the lights and a few other appliances inside the trailer. Located here on the driver's side of the trailer is where the power cord connects to the trailer. You just open up the cover. One side of the power cord connects to the trailer, and the other side of the power cord would plug into either a standard outlet or to a 30 amp outlet. Many generators and many campsites have that 30 amp plug. Here also on the driver's side is a service access cubby for your hot water heater that you should not need to access, and then also your heater outlet here. This can get hot to the touch, so we just want to point it out and make sure that it stays clear. Continuing down the side of the trailer, there's 2 access cubbies for the fridge. To light the fridge using battery power or electric power, you would access the top cubby, or to light the fridge using propane would be the bottom cubby. Now grab a coin to unlock the black lock nuts and then open up the cubby. Here you can see 2 switches. We advise you never run the fridge on battery power. That's the red switch here on the side. The batteries drain very quickly if the fridge is lit using that method. You can also power the fridge using electric power. If you have hookups at your site, just flip the switch on. Now down here in the bottom compartment is how you would light your fridge using propane. Of course, you'll want to make sure the propane's on the front of the trailer. And then you would want to turn this right-hand knob to the on position. And while holding in the knob on the right, spark the sparker 5 or 6 times rapidly. I continue holding down the knob for an additional 10 or 15 seconds before releasing it. Then you can adjust your temperature here with the left dial. To check and make sure that that pilot light lit as you sparked it, there's a little viewing window here on the right hand side that you can peek in to see the flame lit. You can also hear a poof when that lights. Now it is important that if you're lighting the fridge with propane, you don't have one of the switches on up here, and vice versa. You don't want 2 methods going at the same time for the fridge. Here you have your city water connection for the trailer. This is if you have water hookups at your site. You can attach the included hose that we include with the trailer right to the trailer like that. And then on the other end of the hose, we include a pressure regulator. This pressure regulator helps regulate the amount of water pressure that goes through our hose and through the trailer lines to make sure it doesn't exceed the capacity. So just screw this pressure regulator onto this end of the hose and then screw the pressure regulator onto the spigot at your campsite. Here, right behind the driver's side of the trailer, is where you would fill up your freshwater tank if you didn't have water at your site. Now it's a good idea to find a water source close to where you're going so you're not hauling that extra weight to your campsite. But to fill the water tank, you would just stick a hose there until it bubbles back out at you. Now it's important to note that when you have water in your tank and you're using water under that method, you need to run the water pump inside the trailer to pump the water up to the faucets. Now we'll go over the setup of the trailer, which is surprisingly very easy. Now there's 2 buckles, one on either side of the trailer. I've undone the one on the other side. I'm just going to undo this one, and then we're going to pop up the frame. So first you're going to begin lifting here at this handle until you're about to this point. And then I switch sides, come to this other handle, and continue pushing it upwards until it locks into place. Now we're going to lift this wall up into place. To do that, we're going to open the bottom half of the front door and then hold this door halfway open. Step inside the trailer and then close the bottom half door. Now we're going to lift this wall up into place while I hold onto the door with my right hand. Once the wall's up, we're going to lock it with one buckle here on this side. There's another buckle over on the other side that will lock once we get this other wall lifted up into place. Now with the second wall in place, we can get to the second latch on the first wall and get it buckled up. Then we're going to attach the top half of the door to the bottom half of the door with this silver buckle. The thermostat is right inside the front door and it controls both the heating and cooling inside the trailer. You would just touch the on and off switch until you go to either cool or furnace. Now you just use the plus and minus to select the desired temperature and then cycle that light all the way here to the on-off setting to turn it off. We want to make sure you leave the heat and AC off when you leave the trailer or if you are not using the heating or air conditioning. To light this stove, choose a burner, take the knob all the way to the light section, push it down and light the corresponding burner with a lighter. Located here underneath the sink is your water pump. Again, this switch would be used to activate the water pump to pump the water from the water tank under the trailer up to your sink. Now we want to make sure you turn the water pump off when you're not using the water, and especially when you leave the trailer or travel with the trailer. Now here opposite the bed is your dinette, which also converts down into a bed like it is now. To convert it up to a table, just scoot back the cushions on either side. And then the table legs just unfold and you put the table down in place. Now to take the trailer down, we're going to do everything in reverse order. Started with the door, then the one buckle on this side of the front wall. Then I'm going to take down the back wall, finish taking down the front wall, and lower down the roof. Now we do hope you'll help us take good care of the trailer. We do provide a broom, so if you'll help keep it broom swept. And then we always kick off our shoes as we come in and out of the trailer. Those little details go a long way in helping the trailer look great for years to come. We thank you so much for choosing Planet Rentals, and we hope to see you many times in the future.